And good afternoon. We are back a little bit before the draw because, as with every Bonspiel, or at least everyone that I've been to here at Potomac, we have a local bagpipe and drum group perform music and bring out the 8 teams that are in all the different finals. And I'm telling you, it is a sight to see. The players are in full traditional Scottish dress. Uh, their costume, I guess you could say, their full regalia. And these young people do an excellent job. Every single time I just watch and go, how in the heck? Obviously, years of practice. So again, if you weren't sure, we are here at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center. Okay, maybe you can hear this. All right. We just had the announcement of which teams are on which sheets, and now they were going to go line up in readiness to be piped out onto the ice. Excuse me. And a quick update. What we have on sheet A is Team Assertion versus Team Mamma Mia. Here we go again. On sheet B, our feature sheet, and our A final is Fellowship of the Rink versus Hip Hop Acropolis. Sheet C is Children of Dionysus versus Team Fearon. And over on sheet D, Sweeping Generalization versus Greek Freak. And it's spelled FR34K in honor of the professional basketball player Giannis, and I don't know the other half of it, I'm sorry to say, but I know that is in honor of him. Since this is the Embassy Row Bonspiel, we have this every year here at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center in beautiful Laurel, Maryland. And this year's focus was on the country of Greece. Last year was Scotland. And I'm not sure the order of the years prior to that, but I know Italy and Germany were some of those. And it may have been Korea or China. I cannot recall. But every year, we pick a different country, and we focus on that, have trivia questions, etc., about said country, and food from that country. Oh, hold on. Pipe and drums are beginning. We'll let you listen. every time this young group comes out, and it is just one of those things you definitely do not want to interrupt with talking. Okay, now what they're doing is distributing the traditional shot, and it does not necessarily. Ooh, I've got somebody's back here.
Yeah, surely some of these are non-alcoholic owing to the fact that we
Absolutely.
have some people here who are most definitely not 21.
Absolutely. All right, that person did move.
Yeah. And some of us just don't do that because
You just don't do that.
we're already a little bit askew.
Hey, and that reminds me of a Lady Gaga song, "Born That Way," "Born This Way," "That Way, This Way." Oh, not the biggest Gaga fan. Okay. Our servers, Andrew Gross, Mike Zabrowski. Pipers! Good curling. And the toasts to the Pipers and good curling. Given by our two coordinators for this whole Bonspiel, Lisa Gross and Jeannie Davis. All right, we're going to adjust our cameras so we don't see everybody's back. On our feature sheet, B is the A final. We will be watching Fellowship of the Rink versus Hip Hop Acropolis. And the B final is on which sheet, Bo?
That's on sheet C.
Sheet C has the B final, which is Children of Dionysus versus Team Fearon. The C final is on sheet A, which gives you Team Assertion versus Mamma Mia. Here we go again. And the D final is on sheet D, Sweeping Generalization and Greek Freak. Again, spelled with the 34 embedded into it in honor of the
Giannis.
Thank you, Giannis, the professional Greek
Antetokounmpo, I believe.
basketball player.
Single-handedly lifted the Milwaukee Bucks into relevance.
Okay.
No, that is not Carson Wentz on the ice for Hip Hop Acropolis.
Oh, goodness, no. All right, we've adjusted the cameras so you can see on the ice as opposed to us in the warm room, or rather my hand as I was moving that movable camera. Okay.
Getting a couple of the colors in here on sheet A, red is Mamma Mia. On sheet B, red is Fellowship of the Rink.
Got that one. Sheet C, it looks like Team Fearon is yellow. Okay. And Sweeping Generalization is red on sheet D. And off we go. Here we are. Excuse me. The scoreboard will be put up and taken down occasionally in case that it does block the view of the stones or the house. Okay. We have had a wonderful weekend of curling here at the Potomac Curling Club. For those tuning in or watching curling for the first time, we are more than happy to have you visit us. To do so, please visit our website first. And it's pretty easy to remember, curldc.org. That's curldc.org.
And for those of you watching for the first time, thank you for following my Facebook link. And when do we have our next rehearsal? So to let you know how these teams got here, first of all, starting with the C final, Mamma Mia here. These are two teams that lost their second games, battled their way back through the C event bracket. Mamma Mia, here we go again, defeated Single Barrel, lost to Sweeping Generalization, which was overplaying the D final, beat All Greek to Me, and then beat, was it Techno Alapias? Techni Alapias. Team Assertion beat Children of Dionysus, which is overplaying in the B final, so that was a pretty nice win for them. Lost to Hip Hop Acropolis, as many teams did. Beat T-Lines and Rink Ladies, and beat Kicking Your Asterisk in our morning game. The B final for these are teams that lost their first games and came through and battled through. Team Furon lost to Deep Taziki, came back to beat We're Here to Get Hammered, beat In Queso Emergency, and beat Hero Draw yesterday. Children of Dionysus has only played 3 games. They lost to Team Assertion, which is over on the sheet next to them. They beat All Greek to Me, beat Single Barrel. Sweeping Generalizations made it to the D final. These are two teams that made it to the A semifinals, lost and came back through the D event. In fact, each of them lost to a finalist. Well, that makes sense. They were in the semifinals, so they lost to a finalist. So Sweeping Generalizations beat T-Lines and Rink Ladies, beat Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, which is playing next to them. Lost to Hip Hop Acropolis and beat Deep Taziki yesterday. Greek Freak beat Hero Draw, beat OK Boomer, lost to Fellowship of the Rink, and beat Team Kennedy to get here. Interesting fact, the teams that played 5 games, there were 3 of them, and they all lost this morning. Wonder if that's a fatigue factor.
Possibly is.
All right. So on our feature sheet, which of course we will be following most today, since these are the finalists, the winner of this one is the winner of the Embassy Row Bonspiel.
The overall winner.
It would appear from counting here that yellow, Hip Hop Acropolis, has the hammer. Oh, yes, I do see it down there. They have the hammer. They have the hammer, and they have now 2 in the forefoot for first and third shot. So Christina Lessie, the vice, the second. Sorry, I'm used to her playing vice for Michael Dobbs. This is a 2-couple team, of course. This is the Rose family, JR and Heidi, and then Michael Dobbs and Christina Lessie. So Christine is curling to try to get into that forefoot. It's going to be a tough angle to move the yellow that's there.
Ooh.
And this one's not going to touch that yellow. It's going to take out the one that's third shot.
Who's surprised? It's still hanging on in the back. It's what we refer to as a biter. Back to the hack.
And we're pretty sure this is Jeremy Unterborn throwing second. He lasted the second rods now. These kids don't wear name tags. One of them has his name on the back of his shirt.
Pimpinage.
Championage. He's doing the bulk of the sweeping right now. They apparently believe in the directional sweeping, which is that one way makes it curl more, one way makes it go straighter. I've never been good enough to get into such fine details, as much as Kevin White tried to get me to do it once. And they have essentially guarded their draw path. So they have a very well-guarded stone sitting on the button. So Michael Dobbs and J.R. Gross on opposite sides of the rink are considering which way to get that yellow one out of there. Of course, they could set up a force here and just be conservative and cut off any path to outcount their own red one. I believe that's Michael who said he doesn't like opening that up, and that made sense. Really no need to steal at this point. A force of one would be just fine, and given the traffic in there, if they don't mess things up too badly, it won't be easy for him to get there. There's here a yes, Heidi. These days I'm going to figure out which way directional sweeping works. If you understand directional sweeping, please do go ahead and let me know. That one took out their own red. It does open things up. It does give yellow more of an opportunity to promote. It does give yellow, if they can promote the yellow where the broom is being held just enough to tap into the button and have two yellows touching the button, I think that would be the ideal outcome. Judging by where the broom is, though, I don't think they're doing that. I think they might be trying to squeak through that port and take out the red to the right of the button. So we're seeing some ambitious shots here in the first end. Pretty interesting to do that when you haven't figured out the ice, although I think they are familiar with sheet B at this point. Well, ambitious, and it is going to, well, he got the red, but he also got his yellow. Red is still second shot, and probably in a more difficult place to get rid of it now. Looks like Michael wants to plug that port just to cut off any possibility of getting in there. He would leave the draw path open to touch the left side of the forefoot as you're looking at it. Which sheet is McNeil on? McNeil is on sheet D, playing the D final.
And that would be his team sweeping generalization versus Greek Freak.
All right, so JR's shot here is going to plug that port and unfortunately give yellow a second shot. So a difficult start here for Fellowship of the Rink.
Gina McNeil, we assume there's some sort of relationship there with Gina and Alan. You are more than welcome, and we will keep you apprised of scores as they are updated. Oh, here, let me move that for you. You can see George Shirk's head. Okay. There we go.
So I think this one is going to try to tap the yellow. It doesn't even have to tap the yellow. I think it may just be going to guard the yellow. Depends on how many they want to go for. They could try to squeeze three out of this end the way it's shaping up. This one, though, has gone, I wonder if that picked, because that has gone, well.
It's touching paint.
Well, yeah, it's not going to end up scoring, though, but it's a somewhat effective, well, it's an effective guard against the draw path. It's not an effective guard against the takeout. That stone, that yellow stone to the left is completely exposed. So Michael Dodds with his first shot could get rid of this. Michael is walking backwards to see what his view is as he heads down here.
And we do not recommend walking backwards on ice. It can be dangerous to your health.
That's only for very experienced growers.
So do not try that at home. But you are welcome to come try curling. Shameless plug coming. Go to our website, curldc.org, and you will see things about a learn to curl on a Saturday morning breakfast extravaganza. You know, a couple of different options if you're interested in learning how to curl.
JR looks like he might be getting this yellow. No, he
No.
just, okay, we got another yellow out of there. That actually is a pretty good outcome, except that that red is entirely exposed,
Yes, it is.
which means there's a chance yellow could.
Take
No, I
it.
don't think they could be line 3. I mean, I think they're looking at a double takeout, but there's still a red that would be second shot for now. Oh no, third shot, assuming the shooter stays. Really an intriguing end here, and Michael Dobbs trying to get his team out of jail.
But unfortunately, he went past go. So we shall see.
All right, so
Excuse me.
so Carson Wentz here to deliver, wearing the ugly Eagles.
Hey.
It's funny because the Philadelphia matchup is Philadelphia team is actually on sheet C right now. No. Yes, they are on sheet C. They're in the B final.
That would be the Children of Dionysus. Oh, or was it Team Furon?
No, it is Dionysus.
Dionysus,
Furon
okay.
is Plainfield and, well, I'd have to open up my spreadsheet a bit more,
Okay.
which I should do anyway.
Oh, let's keep an eye on this one. It's moving and grooving. Overhead.
It is
Ooh.
double takeout, but the shooter doesn't stay. Red still has second shot.
And it took out 2 yellows.
Yeah,
in
if
the
Michael
process.
wants to be conservative here, he would. Well, actually, no, he doesn't have to be conservative. He can just take this yellow out and leave a takeout for 1. Yeah, that it's like that accidentally did some of Michael's work for him on that one.
Yes, I believe it has.
Gina McNeil confirms that she is in fact married to Ellen McNeil. This one I think is going maybe wider than Michael wanted. No, she's going to make, no, make contact, but, oh, no, no. Oh, my. That could hardly have turned out any worse. Leaving, my goodness.
Leaving 2 yellow in scoring position at this time. And yellow has the hammer, so a chance for them to score 3 in this first end.
Well, they went for it, and it came back to bite them as they took out the wrong rocks.
We should have an update on sheet A because they are in their second end.
We have updates on A and C that we'll give you after this shot. Which, oh, they're trying to promote and
get rid of.
They were trying to. That didn't work out at all. I'm not sure what they were trying, but because they had a draw for
Just
three.
a simple draw, and they would have had 3.
Right.
That's
Instead, they tried some complicated takeout, and
ended up with just a 2.
yeah, and I'm gesturing to have Michael Dodds try to explain that to me. They wound up 2. Score updates on sheet A, that would be 2 for team assertion with Hammer. On sheet C, that was 4. 4 in the first end for the Children of Dionysus. So Philadelphia Butts County, Potomac up over Plainfield and Triangle.
At this time.
Sheet D, you will be happy to hear this. You'll be
Gina.
happy to hear this, Gina, as Alan McNeil has scored 2 with his hammer in the first.
Ooh. No, you almost fell off your chair. Okay.
Chance for 4, says Michael Ray. I may have to rewind and, at some point and see what was happening there. I'm not sure why you don't take an relatively easy 3 instead of a very complicated 4.
Or not even a complicated. It looked like a complicated 3. I don't.
Well, it would have been a complicated. Well, I mean, I think the draw was there.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah,
Well,
there was a bit of room for it. I know. I'd have to go back and check that again to see exactly how
well,
it
that and we don't have VAR here.
We're working on it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, you know, our wonderful webmaster wizard who has done a lot of the coding here, Ken Clark, maybe he can come up with that. Wouldn't surprise me.
yeah.
Oh, let's put
So
that scoreboard back up there for you.
So a mismatched pair of guards up front with our first 2 shots here. Gilad Kempenich now with his shot. Maybe a draw behind. Or another guard. Okay, it's going to get there. Yeah, they
Yes, it
switched,
will.
then the directional sweeping kind of worked.
It's mostly undercover.
Yeah. As the ever-frightening sound of a dropped broom echoes through. One of the things I will say frequently is we've all done it.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
That
Heidi
is
Gross, I don't know if she was trying to sneak it through the port and sit on top of that yellow, but if she was, it's not going to get there. It's actually going to bump the yellow kind of into the house.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely into the house.
Just fighting.
Michael says that works, which he always says to me after I've thrown something horrible.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not sure that I not sure that I trust that. I think he's just a nice guy.
That could be.
No,
Again,
they have
this
hammer, they have 2 guards, and they did just tick a yellow guard out of the way where they can swing away at that and maybe swing away at the one that's in the 4-foot. Except they are going to try to make this one curl into that port, have it block that port. And both of them sweeping. From here, it doesn't look like that's going to do much. No, that just sits on their own guard.
Just a little bump.
Yeah, just not. It didn't really help too much. And Michael is calling down the ice to his significant other, Christine, to say, please take this yellow out. Christine has duly thrown a significant amount of weight.
Oh, my.
But it's drifting left. Oh, it's going to take out one of the. Well, it took out.
Well, it hit 2.
Yeah, actually, if Michael says that works on that one, I would agree with him because it did open up even more.
Yeah, because both yellow rocks at this time are vulnerable.
Yeah. They certainly are, and Michael still has 2 red rods over the side. Michael Ray says he actually did introduce replay. Ken is a genius. Yes, Ken is a genius. He is not here to run the replay, though.
He's on the ice playing.
He is playing on the ice right now. See him in his distinctive headband. Where is he?
A.
A, that's right. Good guard put up there for Hip Hop Acropolis. Michael immediately says, let's clear it. An ideal outcome would be to hit it just off nose and get rid of both of them. Get rid of the guard and the one behind it. Not the easiest shot. This needs the curl. This needs, okay, yeah, it's going to get it. It's going to take care of the guard. Might even, no, I was thinking it might actually even get the second shot for yellow, but not quite the angle that was needed for that. All right, so that's 2 shots down for Christine. We're now going to see the second for Hip Hop Acropolis, I think. Or, we're not on Vice Rods yet, are we? No, we are on Vice Rods. I'm sorry. So we're seeing George Shirk. They want to try to get it sitting on their other yellow. Instead, it's going to sit behind their other yellow, and Michael's going to sweep it a little bit farther. Okay, now you're talking about the possibility of a, if you were to hit that on nose, you could make 2 of them go, but Michael seems to be asking JR to tap that yellow and roll under his guards. This will have to be a precise shot, both line and weight, to do exactly what Michael was asking. It's going to need the curl to do that. This might actually come closer to the double takeout I was looking at. So that's a single takeout. Didn't lead the shooter in. There's still a fairly open house. There'll still be a fairly open house for Michael to be drawing into. It's going to be, I think it'll be tough to engineer a steal here. But I think we're certainly looking at a force of 1, unless Michael can somehow figure out a way to get both of his rods to stay in here.
Wait only, really needs the curl. Really needs the curl. It's going to be a lot at the end.
Really needs the curl, we're hearing.
Just leave it high. Leave it high on this line. It's not tucking.
All right. I think that was pretty much the same place. Is Michael going to call exactly the same shot, or is he going to start looking at the double takeout that I was eyeing earlier? No, he's going for the same shot. So he wants a hit and roll. This one is narrower, which is good. Is it narrow enough to get the roll? Well, it turned into the double takeout that I was looking at, so maybe JR was listening to me instead of Michael, which would be a very bad idea.
Well, it worked out this time.
It did, and they've got shot, completely exposed, of course, but JR fist bumps Michael. They seem happy with that outcome. And why not? Of course, this one's going to be taken right out by Andy Dunham. With all the certainty of a Carson Wentz pass. Or whoever plays for the Washington NFL team now. Gina will tell you that Allen is just now delivering the first of his rots in this end.
Yes.
and is going to take out a yellow and be line 2, or flash by the yellow and
Ooh.
be line -1. Fairly open house, though. I'm sure Allen will be able to hit something on his next shot. On our feature game, say goodbye to the red. I wonder if you're also going to say goodbye to one of the yellows. Nope. There are 2 of them stacked in the same spot.
Both?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you could hit one without the other, but they're in a row. So.
Yeah. Michael is wondering if he can get both of them and roll. We were talking about that earlier. That would be the Drake out, I believe.
Yes.
The double.
Delicate
No, I'm
weight.
sorry. A Drake out is a draw / takeout. So.
But a wake out is a delicate weight takeout.
A wake out, okay.
Mhm.
Now, what is a double? I believe that would be a Drake out. Is that right?
Yep.
A double. So. On sheet A, there are many, many red rods in the house.
Oh, my.
And red has hammer, so that is going to be a difficult situation for Team Assertion.
But perhaps very gratifying for
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
I think, did Michael end up going for the draw here? Because that's what we're getting. He's not hitting either of the yellow, and unfortunately he's leaving a red that's going to be quite exposed and might not even be shot. It is not shot.
It is
second. And it's one that can be easily taken out. Now, the question is, do you take it out or do you try to draw behind and narrow the scoring zone? Because if no other yellow rods were to be played here, then Michael would be drawing to the 8-foot to pick up his single, or trying an aggressive double takeout for 2. They may be looking at the freeze on that back red, which would certainly take away any possibility of picking up 2. It would leave a uncomplicated draw. Oh, gotta tell Gina what's going on over on sheet D, which I'm trying to see. Allen is facing 2 yellow now, and going to get one of them going. No, he's not. He went through both of them. Another flash for Allen, and that is going to be a draw for 3, pretty sure, to an open house, or an open 8-foot for Greek Freak. Actually, all of our sheets are approaching the last of the skip rots here. Diana Black has a takeout for 5, I believe.
Oh, my.
She has to hit it relatively precisely. And speaking of precisely, this looks like a very good shot. JR is sweeping it a little bit. I don't think JR wants to sweep that. I think JR wants to leave that right where it is so that Michael can hit it and get it out of there and pick up 1. Oh, sheet C, in fact, has gone to the 3rd end. We've not yet seen a score posted. On sheet A, Diana has picked up her 5. Just picked that Yellowstone right out through a fairly wide port. Still had to be fairly precise with it. That is 5. A good shot from the youngster there.
Sheet C is hanging their score. Unfortunately, we have some bodies in the way.
That would be 2 yellow. Okay, sheet D is just finished. Allen looks like he's going to go hang the score now. Here's the hammer from Michael Dobbs. Needs to curl a little bit. It needs to, no.
Ooh, no, just a little bump.
That's a steal of 2, I think. At
Yes.
least 1.
I say 2.
Oh boy. Difficult start for my Northern Virginia buddies.
Do you want to move your chair?
Nah, I can go this way. Allen has not hung up the score on sheet D as yet. Pretty sure yellow was sitting 2 and had a draw for 3 on sheet D. Sheet A has posted the majestic 5. Again, a terrific shot. Okay, sheet D, there goes the score, and it was 3. 3 for Greek Freak. In the matchup of teams that had a very good run and lost only to our A finalists. And they've decided to go straight into the house now for Hip Hop Acropolis. Did we get the update on sheet C? We have 4-2.
4-2?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Team Fearon came back with 2 after giving up 4 in the first. I think Heidi is going after that shot, or not, because the handle's gone the other direction. I guess she's drawing to the other side of the house, or perhaps trying to throw a guard. It's going to get into the house and stay in the 12-foot.
And touch,
Okay.
touch a little bit of the 8.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be touching anything of the 8 after this shot from Gilad Kempenich, though.
Probably not.
I think it's going to be touching the back bumper. There's something that just looks so venomous when a young curler is eyeing a takeout. It's might be, oh, this is going to flash. Okay.
Ooh, it did.
Yep, a little bit of curl. At that weight, they weren't going to have much of a curl, but they had enough.
Heidi Gross pushing off the hack. Releasing her stone, as you saw, it was just a gentle letting go. For beginning curlers, that's how it's done.
This is looking like a guard, which is, yeah, they're not sweeping it.
Oh,
Okay, it's not
boy.
a guard. It is a draw around the other one. Try to sweep it out the back. I don't think it's going to get out the back. So that rock could come in. That rock could be interesting for Fellowship of the Rink down the line. On sheet C, we can tell you that almost every rock is in play. It seems like we just don't believe in playing open ends at Potomac. You watch professional curlers and it's just bonk, 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 and so often they have rods where there's just not much, and they actually then play for the blank. And European Championships had a few games that I believe ended 3-2. And they've taken out one of the red in the house, the one that was guarding the one in the back, and Michael Dodds wants Christine to put one right back. This one is going to be more of a guard than the last one was, in the sense that it's not in the house. Yeah, they're going to go take out the one in the back. And you heard if you get the guard, that's okay.
Hair down.
on the guard.
Hmm.
And, okay, well that leaves the red at the back completely exposed, but leaves 2 yellows completely exposed, and Michael is going to ask Christine to get rid of at least one of them.
And here we go. Christine pushing off the hack.
JR sweeping this right away, and Heidi joining him. It might get both. Bonk bonk. And it avoids the red at the back. Very nicely done, Christine.
And the shooter also rolls out. So our overhead view you see is 1 red sitting in the back 12.
1 red, and I think a freeze here would be the perfect shot, but they are lining up just to get rid of it. So George Shirk taking aim at the 1 rock that's left in the house. Really the only rock that's going to figure into this end at all. There's another one in play, but not affecting much of anything. There will be no rocks in the house after this, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
They're gone. I can't tell you much about any other sheet right now because they are, both of them are kind of complicated. Well, actually on sheet D, I can tell you that I think sweeping generalization has shot in the 12-foot. Well, completely open house, so there's not much that JR can do other than put a red one well north of the tee line. Don't give him a freeze opportunity. You can't do anything but leave it open. Actually, put it. If that were skip rods, that'd be for a tiebreaker. That'd be pretty good, as it is. A quarter of it is on the button.
And this is Mr. George Shirk, longtime member.
And there was no better place that JR could have put that. The interesting thing here will be whether the shooter stays. It's going to catch a little bit of the red. It'll catch enough to move it. Yeah, they're both gone. All right, so JR probably the same shot. Well, actually, I don't know, because Michael's holding his broom just a bit to the right of that 4-foot. Makes me wonder if perhaps JR is going to draw a little bit to the left and just give a different look rather than have Andy Dunham throw exactly the same shot that George Shirk just did. In fact, it looks like Michael is looking to make this a guard. Yeah, that's a guard. Actually didn't curl that much given where Michael was holding the broom. I mean, it curled from one side of, basically one side of the 4-foot to the other. I mean, not a ton. Andy Dunham is going to look at getting rid of that guard. And the advantage of the shot that JR just played is that if Andy Dunham here hits and sticks on this guard, then he has created another guard. so that would be a good outcome, because that would give Michael Dodge something to draw behind. We shall see. That's certainly not Andy Dunham, of course, would rather just get rid of this and get rid of the shooter as well. Unless this suddenly curls, that's what's going to happen, and it is not suddenly going to curl. It is out. Actually, they stopped it. It looked like it was maybe going to hit the red. Oh, yeah, they may have. JR stopped it from going to the other sheet as he should, but I wonder if it would have actually taken out the red that was over to the side. It wouldn't have mattered because either way, that red was, whichever red is there would not be in play and would not be affecting anything.
Yes, today we are having a fire sale on open houses. As you can see, the house is open for business.
That is unusual for us.
Mhm.
And JR holding the broom right on the center line. Michael looks like he's just going to go far to the left. Because this, well, if it curls as little as JR's shot did, it would actually be still in the 8-foot. This looks like it's curling a bit more into the 12, which I think is what they're intending. They're sweeping it, trying to sweep it into the house. From this angle, I think it'll get there, but let me see on the overhead. Yeah, it's in the house. And they're bringing it over as far as they can. So, yeah, 12-foot. I think the idea there is just to make it a different path for the takeout. Make it so Andy Dunham won't be so familiar with it. Now this time, though, Andy would probably like his shooter to stick around and make Michael make a play for the blank. Because if his shooter does not stick around this time, I would imagine Michael will simply throw through.
And keep the hammer for the next end.
Exactly. And our feature game is now the fastest game on the, oh, no, well, tied for the fastest. Sheet B is also kind of fast. I'm sorry, sheet C, that's what I should say. Andy is going to leave a completely open house. I don't know if he meant to do that, but it was, if he did, that was the wrong call. Because Michael is simply going to throw through. At least if you leave a rock in there, at least you're making him think about something. On sheet C, yellow, well, you know, it's tough when we have red rods on a red circle. Sometimes wish we did one of those fancy, like, green circles. Yellow is shot roughly at 2 o'clock if you're looking overhead with the back of the house at the top. Red is roughly at 6 o'clock. Yellow is a little bit closer. Red.
Uh-oh.
Red has hammer. Uh-oh, what?
It flashed.
What did?
The redstone. Although.
No, Michael's stone?
Yep.
Oh, that was intentional.
Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to keep the hammer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, shot on sheet C now. Red, Children of Dionysus, this is our B final, is, well, it's going to be a run back whether they wanted that or not, and, oh dear, did they, yeah, they were trying to get 2 into the 4-foot somehow. It's going to be a difficult shot the whole way, but they wound up with 1. That should be 1 red. We'll confirm that when they post the score. While we see the early rods on sheet B, I'm going to try to confirm what's happening on the other 2 sheets. Sheet D, I can tell you that that Greek Freak is lining up its last shot. Allen will have, for sweep generalizations, will have hammer after that. That, unfortunately, is the sheet that I have the worst view of. And there are a whole lot of rots in there. So they're taking a good long look at that. On sheet A, Diana Black is There's a whole lot of yellow in the house this time, and Diana Black is trying to get a red one in there, and she will not.
Mm.
My goodness. We could, oh, there is a red rock, though, touching the back of the forefoot. So yellow is actually only lying 1 or 2. And, yeah, maybe Diana was simply trying to block off the path for 2, which I think she may have done. Yep. On our feature sheet, red rock go bye-bye.
That's a technical term.
Bonk.
Bye-bye.
And that yellow rock is biting, pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, we do have the update from C. That was 1 red. For Children of Dionysus.
No other updates at this time.
Now, on sheet D, all we can tell you is that Alan is taking a good long look at it. There are 2 yellow that are 8 foot or closer. It looks like there's 1 red that might be biting. I think Alan is lying 1 and is looking at a draw path in there, but I don't know. He's looking at some complicated shots, so maybe not. Okay, sheet A, Joe Assertion. Oh boy, ice shed weight. Trying some sort of angle raise. And it is a, oh my, what a shot. The angle raise takeout for, I believe that's 4.
Oh.
My goodness. Had to take a shot that was way out on the left, send it, hit it, send it through a port to take out the one that was the redstone on the at the back of the forefoot. He did that. If I'm not mistaken, that is 4. Or maybe a red one's hiding and it's actually a steel one. Who knows?
We shall see.
We'll find out soon. Fortunately, in the even ends, they come facing us. Allen's last shot bumped a yellow out of there. I don't know if it was enough to pick up his shot. Allen has his poker face on, so I don't know if he's happy with that or not.
Oh, what happened there? Okay. Camera freeze. It's back.
Okay, that would be 2 for sweeping generalizations.
Okay.
Third in, so they have taken the lead back.
Update that in a moment.
I think the only steal we've had has been on our feature sheet. Everything else, and I can confirm that was 4 yellow. So we've had 5 red and 4 yellow. Almost as high scoring as the youth hockey game I saw next door. That was 8-6 final, which must have been a lot of fun to play.
Okay, so now sheet A, Team Assertion 6, Mamma Mia 5. Over on sheet D, Sweeping Generalization 4, Greek Freak 3. And sheet C, Children of Dionysus 5, Team Fear on 2. And we are still working on our feature sheet, Fellowship of the Rink at 0 and Hip Hop Acropolis at 4. That's your update at present.
Hip Hop Acropolis with the last of their second rod's bumps. Actually bumps one of Michael Dobbs' shots into scoring position, but at the same time complicates things a bit. Want to just draw? Sure. Draw this way? Sure. In case you didn't pick up that conversation, that was between, that was Michael saying, want to just draw? And Christine says, sure. And JR says, draw this way. I would actually draw that way.
Oh.
I'd actually draw the way that they were first looking, just because there are fewer guards to wreck upon. Now, and either way, it should have backing from the yellow. Just heard on the guard all the way. I don't know that that's true. I think this, if they can sweep this in.
Oh, the overhead through the
Through the
port.
port, is it going to get in for second shot?
Oh,
No,
no.
not quite. But
Oh,
if on a future shot they can just nick
nudge.
that one a little bit,
Mhm.
that will be that would be two. So
Just a little nudge.
mhm,
And a good nudge.
a good nudge and really not a bad place at all. Now it looks like Hip Hop Acropolis is going to try to go down the line here, promote one of their yellows and take out one of the reds.
Okay,
Not
this
sure
one's
that's
moving fast.
physically possible. I think it's going to. Okay, well, yeah, it took out
And
one of the reds. So that
And one of their yellows.
and one of their yellows, but it does take away that possibility that Michael could tap up the red that Christine just threw.
Mm-hmm. But this time it looks like from the overhead that it is sitting one red. Let's go back to the hack. J.R. Groves is up next. And if you were listening to our earlier broadcast, I did pass the information on that. Ken Clark and I realized this morning that we grew up going to neighboring school districts. So we had a nice chat about the old days, so to speak, and certain locations of different businesses and the like. It was kind of like a mini trip home. We were both from Pennsylvania, Lancaster County.
If any of you are from Northeast Georgia, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Or various spots in North Carolina where I've lived.
Oh, a lot of yelling over on sheet C. Oh,
And very nice
and some-
takeout there for Team Furon.
And Team Furon came with an audience. Not sure if you heard the clapping, but they've got some friends and family here rooting them on.
Probably not the best outcome on that shot for Fellowship of the Rink. And tapping a yellow in, leaving a redstone shot, but feeling very lonely. And it's going to feel lonelier in a second because they're about to peel a guard.
Okay.
I don't think there's any way they could get a double out of this because the red rock would just
wow.
jam on one of the yellows. This one is coming in very fast, but it's just going to peel the guard. Yep, pretty standard, just peel. I mean, I say pretty standard, not a shot that I could throw, but an uncomplicated shot.
Yes, straightforward.
I think I'll start saying uncomplicated rather than simple or.
Okay, we're hearing a lot of noise from other sheets. Sheet A.
Sheet A very nice shot by Team Assertion. The angle raise takeout. Another simple shot.
Not.
All right.
All right, another stone from JR, his second one of this end. And it also has some speed to it. The ladies,
Well,
no, it seemed to have slowed down a
it's
lot.
T-line weight at this point.
Ooh, looks like they wanted to promote theirs.
It ends up as a guard. And actually probably a better placed guard than the one that was just peeled.
Yeah, and it
There's
pushed in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's a port that Andy Dunham can draw through, but to what avail?
Now let's take a far-up look. As you see, Hip Hop Acropolis, they are discussing some strategy. We're having some really close games on all four sheets. This is a lot of fun. Good finals all around.
On sheet C, it's 5-2.
And here comes Jordan Dionysus.
Yeah, I think this is going to complicate things for Team Furon.
Oh, well, they got it over the hog. So we'll see
They've
if I can.
effectively blocked the draw path there. as the conversation continues. Well, yeah, on sheet B, it seems like Andy Dunham not entirely convinced of his shot selection here. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to, looks like peeling the guard is the call once again. It'd be interesting to see where the shooter ends up here, because there's
Hold on.
bonk, bonk.
Ooh.
Yeah, just peeled the guard, also got rid of another red, but left another red biting. None of that is going to come into play. So.
Not at this time. Okay.
Michael and JR are looking at getting more rods into the 4-foot.
And since they are down 4-0, they need to. I mean, it's not out of reach.
But that is certainly why they were happy to blank the last end and maintain hammer. They would have, if they keep trading hammer, having hammer in the even ends means that you essentially get hammer one more time if there are no steals and blanks involved from there on.
Keeping an eye on sheet C.
On sheet C, a little bit of a hit and roll for Team Fearon to put one in scoring position. They are happy with that one.
One yellow. Very nice sweeping job.
Yeah. Skip, the last of the skip rods still to come on that sheet. JR still kind of looking at this. There's a big weight takeout. Yeah, just a big weight guard peel on sheet A. Mamma Mia is still lying 2 with hammer. Here comes Michael Dobbs. Doesn't look like it's draw weight. And of course, we've been wrong about that before. It is draw weight. Shows what I know. And
Right,
it could be a
sweepers.
nice one.
Keep sweeping, keep sweeping.
Yeah, because this one's
sweep,
basically
sweep.
going to freeze onto the yellow. Andy
Nice.
Dunham gives it a bit of a sweep there at the end to try to make it hit the yellow a bit harder to give him room to pick it out. But no, Michael Dobbs has 2 in the 4-foot. I think one of them is about to be taken out here, but right now, as it shapes up now, Michael should end up with, Andy can only get one of these out, and Michael should have a draw for 2 right along the same path.
I don't know if you're able to hit it right on the right side. You may get it to hit the second red, but it'll still leave 1 in the 4-foot.
Right, because the only way that would actually jam the one that you hit. Yeah, so you could take out the second one instead of the first, but it doesn't, as you say, it doesn't really add to the advantage or disadvantage.
Well, what I was going to say is that last red stone, huge credit goes to the sweepers getting that into the 4-foot.
Up there from Heidi Gross and Christina Lessing.
Oh
and
my, ramming speed. I'm just sending it right to the house.
Wow.
Oh!
Oh my. Somehow managed to pick out that red. So that little bit of sweeping that Andy Dunham did to create just 6 inches of space made it possible for him to come up with it. And all Michael Dobbs can do is shrug at this point, because all he can do, well, he's going to look at it. If he hits a double takeout here, he can score 3.
Well,
and he is looking at it.
Exactly, because he just watched almost a double takeout. It's just that the second red didn't go as far as to be outside the rings, but that was an excellent shot.
Yeah, because red has one that we're pretty sure is biting up there. They have the one at the back. If he can get rid of these.
Right by JR's feet.
Right.
Wow.
And
there's
a biter bar is being brought out on sheet C. I did not see what happened.
Well, no, they kicked all their stones. Oh,
No, there's still the one
ah,
yellow that
okay.
they're looking at. On sheet D, Alan McNeil is with taking a look at where to put the first of his shots. I'll take a peek at that after this, because
Little
there's
wobble.
a huge swing possible on this shot. This could be this could be a 3 for Michael. This could be a steal of 2.
Ooh.
I think it's going to get
Oh,
one.
no.
It's going to get one. Is it?
And I'm sorry,
Oh.
unfortunately, the programming assumed we had moved to the next end. That's why I couldn't get that shot on a better camera view.
Well, what happened was Michael moved both of them, but lost his shooter, and the second one that he moved just outcounted, was just outcounted. So that is a steal of 1. A very close effort at that one.
Yeah, this new system should not do that, but it does.
All right, so on sheet D, Al McNeil delivering the first of his rods in this end. He is facing 3. Is he trying to draw here? I don't know what the purpose of this shot is. Because, there's a yellow at 12 o'clock, a yellow at pretty much 9 o'clock, and he just put a red at 10 o'clock that is not outcounting either of them. All right, take a peek at sheet A, which is the
Ooh, there's a score
official.
posted. Oh,
On
no, there
sheet-
isn't.
on sheet C. On sheet C, there is a score posted. That was
Okay.
2 for yellow, 2 for Team Fearon. So a very close game over there.
Oh, two for Fearon. Okay, I was looking at sheet D and was
Right.
mistaken. They did not hang a score.
All right. This is Diana Blatt's hammer. Looks like she is going to try. I don't know what she's trying here. No, I have no idea what she's trying here, because there's a yellow has shot. There is a red one just behind the tee line. If she could take out the yellow that's on the 4-foot, she could get 2 out of this. But my goodness, that's a tough shot through through some diagonally scattered rods, and no, they call the sweepers off. That is just not going to happen for them. So that is going to be a steal of 1. So Diana Black has scored 5 in one end and now trails 7-5. Wild game over there. All right, sheet D. I do not see what happened.
And
Oh,
it
on.
has not been posted yet.
No, it's not. It's not over yet.
Oh,
Did yellow take out one of their own? Because one of the rods they had on the 4-foot is gone. What in the world happened there? No idea what the call was. It's a strange outcome. Allen gives his a little shove. Perhaps trying to. No, he's basically just trying to draw the 4-foot. It is, or guard. I don't know why he would be guarding. I don't think he's shot. I must not be seeing sheet D very well, because I'm completely baffled as to what's going on over there. So let's peek at sheet B again. We have 2 yellow in play. A red guard and They get past the red guard and take out the red stone.
That
Oh
was
boy, these
in the
kids are
house.
just not missing. They are line 3.
Okay, we're okay. We are up to date on sheet A and sheet B.
Christina Lessie throwing a bit of an upweight shot here, just trying to move some of these yellows. Maybe 2 of them? No, just jammed on one and sent that one out the back. Yellow is still line 2. Red does have one in the house now, at least.
As you can see from this shot.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, they're calling appeal. There was some chatter of maybe trying to double, and Andy Dunham called him off, said that, you know, we'd have to hit that one way too thin. So the more conservative call, which you do when you're up 5-0, just to peel that guard. It's gone. Oh, it might get that red one anyway. No, oh no, I'm sorry, from my perspective. So yeah, that's not in the house. I think ideally they would have liked that one to stay more central and perhaps put a guard up there, because Christine is taking a big shot at the double here. There is nothing guarded at this point because there's a yellow corner, but it's a pretty far corner. Out of her hand, I kind of like this one. I'm not sure the weight's there. Oh, it might be. It's going to get the inside edge of the yellow. Well, yes, and very nice, Christine.
We're going to call that a double.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'm going to wait till she's looking.
Okay.
Till somebody's looking.
And of course, no one's looking.
Okay.
Okay, score has been posted over on sheet D. Red 1, so now their score is 5 for sweeping generalization to 3 Greek freak.
I would love a replay on all that because I have no idea how any of that happened.
All right, overhead. And takes out one of those reds.
Yep.
And their shooter does not, also goes out of play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael calling this to split the house, which certainly made sense.
Yes. All right, again, it's now 5 for sweeping generalization and Greek freak with 3.
Some intriguing games on 3 of our sheets, and Michael's trying to make it intriguing on all 4. This is shaping up now to where with perfect, you know, with 4 decent shots, Michael should be able to score 2.
Sorry, a little quick on the camera changes
I'm
there.
not sure JR, though, put enough on this.
May have needed a little more English.
It's funny, JR's shots are not curling as much as other people's shots are. That one started on the center line, was draw weight, and curled 2 feet.
There is a double potential there.
There is. They're not lining up for it, though. They're, again, when you're up 5, keeping it simple is not a bad thing. Giving up 2.
5 or 4?
They're up 5, yeah. When you're up 5, giving up 2 is, and taking hammer and an even end is certainly not a bad outcome. They're going to take out 1, and their shooter's not going to stick around. Yep. Just textbook stuff here. I think Michael wants to get one. Michael's thinking of getting one, trying to get one buried, but instead he's going to
split the house again?
Split it more, yeah. Maybe seeing if he can get more curl out of JR going the other way. So he's going for the clockwise turn now, going to the right side of the house. They're a little bit concerned about the weight on this one. Again, very little curl from JR's shots. We've seen curl on other shots, so I don't know if the ice is running all that straight.
Or it's just
Yeah.
JR.
That one lines up pretty well, though. It'd be a very difficult double. Not impossible, but difficult.
I should say. 5-3 on D. 7-5 on A. Just verifying that we're up to date.
And sheet C is the farthest along, as we see. Oh boy, a bit of broom slapping anger there.
Yep.
So much so that something broke off his broom.
Yep.
I believe that was from Mr. Fearon.
Yeah, now what do you do?
That's not good. All right, are they going for the double here? It looks like they might be. They're trying to hit the inside edge of that front red. They have to hit it thin. They have to hit it thin. Oh my, these kids are just not missing. Beautiful shot, and now the deuce is pretty well gone for Michael. Michael just smiling and shaking his head.
Like how
They make that shot. What can you do? So. I really not much else Michael can do here other than feel it out. We might be looking at another blank this end. Because there's going to be very little chance for Michael to score two. He would have to rely on a miss from Andy Dunham, and Andy Dunham is not missing right now.
No, he's not.
Is this one going to make enough contact on the yellow to move it out of there?
It made contact.
No, that yellow is going to stick around.
Yes, it will. So Andy Dunham has a chance for two?
No, Andy Dunham doesn't have hammer.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah, Andy has not had hammer since the first end. He has a chance to lie to, and he'll just try to complicate things as best he can. I tell you, on sheet C, having a second, the last rock now for Team Fearon, they are facing one in the house. See if he's kind of put things back together after the broom slapping there. Trying to promote one of his in and take the red out like Visine. Send it straight.
I just got that.
Send it straight, and that's going to leave a shot for two for Children of Dionysus. On our feature game, Andy Dunham doing the touch shot here. Just drawing probably to the front. Yeah, ideally he'd like this to be straddling the 8 and the 12, because that way if Michael hits it, and boy, that's so close to what it's doing, but not quite. So, okay, if Michael noses this one, he will be shot. He can either nose it or he can draw in anywhere into the 4-foot and pick up one, which will avoid the shutout, but really will not take them too much closer. On sheet C, we are seeing a draw for 2, just going way out to the side, avoiding all the guards. All they have to do is get in the paint, which they do.
2 red
2 red
on sheet C.
on sheet C. A very nice shot from Children of Dionysus. So Andy Dunham, I guess, will be happy to see that the Philadelphia team is doing well. All right, Michael Dodds with the hammer now. Basically to stop the shutout. JR calls the sweepers on him right away. He does need to hit nose. If it rolls, that would be bad news. I think this is going to be okay. Bonk. Yep. One, a little bit of celebration as they get their. Michael shakes his fist at me. Says, yeah, he gets his one.
Kurtzes.
Yeah.
Foiled again.
Right.
Alrighty.
A little bit of not celebration in one. Confirmation that was 2 on sheet C. So that's 7-4 after 5 ends. Let me see if I can take a peek at what's going on for Mrs. McNeil. On sheet D.
Still see 5-3.
Oh yeah, still 5 to 3 because Mr. McNeil did get that steal in the last end. This is the last of the second rocks for Greek Freak, and I don't have much of a view of what is in the house. It looks like actually 2 red. I don't see any yellow in the house. Trying to either change that or get rid of some red. I think it's going to get rid of some red. No, it didn't. It peeled the yellow that was kind of guarding the red. So.
Keep going. Keep going.
And I still don't think they have one. I still don't think yellow has one in the house. I think that is 2 red in the house. Both totally exposed now. And so now Alan is considering.
Do you like ticking or do you like back 8?
Alan's considering what to guard here.
Do you like tick or back 8?
On our feature sheet, Michael Dodds has put up the long guard, playing without hammer for the first time in several ends. To recap really quickly, Hip Hop Acropolis scored 2 with a hammer in the first, stole 2, blanked, stole 1, and then finally in the last end, Fellowship of the Rink scored 1. Alan McNeil is working his way down the ice. I don't see. Okay, yeah, there is a broom down at the other end. Judging from that, I think he's just going to guard the red that is. Looks like it's just in front of the 4-foot. Sheet A, meanwhile, is quite convoluted. Diana Black is putting the first of hers in there now. And I don't think, it looks like another guard in there. It looks like, yeah, it's another guard. She's flying 3, yeah. So, yeah, she's essentially guarded one of the paths in there. There are some guards out in front of that.
Yeah, bring it. Yep.
Sheet D, Al McNeil is throwing up he's just throwing up a guard of the one that's in the 4-foot. Still 2 shots there for Greek Freak with the hammer. All right. So now Joe Assertion has to figure out a way to keep Diana Black from putting up a big crooked number here.
Yep. Right to it. Yes. Right to it. Right to it.
Okay, and hit that red guard out front, promoted it, and all the way through and out the back.
Yeah. Oh, and shrewd move by Michael because that is a free guard.
5-rock rule.
Yeah, in fact, that would be even under the 4-rock rule. All right, so Joe Assertion throwing a considerable amount of weight. Looks like he does have an angle on the yellow, but he's not going to get that angle. He's going to bump a red slightly, not doing much with that. Diana Black
Ooh.
could have a draw for 4 if she has a path in there. I think she does. Yeah, she would.
I don't know. Over on
Not easy.
No,
Right.
no. On C, it's an interesting look over there.
Yeah. Still kind of early in
Uh-oh.
that one. Looks like
Is that going to go out? No, it's going
no,
to hang
it's
on.
not. Yep. So Christine puts one in play for Fellowship of the Rink. Over on sheet D, I didn't see the Greek Freak shot. It looks like they peeled out Allen's guard. Believe Allen is simply going to replace that. Actually, this has a bit of weight to it. I think there's a bit more weight than the last one.
We've got a lot of weight being thrown on our sheet. We're switching to the.
Hip Hop Acropolis is just, they have not missed on peeling guards.
Oh,
Well, I suppose the last one you can consider a miss because there's a free guard zone violation, but just has not missed much. All right, Diana Black now taking the way outside draw path, potential for 4. Her second huge score of the game if she gets this. And I mean, barring disaster, it's going to be at least a 3. They're sweeping it hard to get it in there.
Okay, I'm going to keep the screen where it is so you can see A.
I think she got it.
I think she's done it.
Yeah, I believe that's 4.
Okay, so let's get back to our feature sheet.
Yep.
I think they're putting up another guard. Yes, they are.
Yep.
A nice center guard. Wow, that is nice on the center line.
Yep. 2 good center guards.
And now it's like, okay, we're past the 5.
Yeah, right.
Now let's take that thing out for real.
Yep. Confirmation that was 4 for Diana Black from Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Taking a 9-7 lead in what's starting to look like a basketball score over there. On our sheet, a rare miss. And I mean rare miss for Hip Hop Acropolis. I can't remember any misses they've had. That one flashes.
Okay, so the updated score, let me put this back up on the screen for you. Mamma Mia 9, Team Assertion 7 over on sheet A.
On sheet D, Greek Freak tried to get around Alan McNeil's guard and either take out or stick around to get to the forefoot. It just gently glanced off of the rod that Alan McNeil had on the forefoot. That is a steal of at least 1. That is a steal of 2. Post it right away. Steal of 2 for sweeping generalizations.
Okay.
So Alan McNeil taking control of the D final over there. Again, the D final, those teams made very good runs. They lost only to our A finalists. So you could consider that essentially a 3rd place game, and Alan McNeil in very good shape there. And speaking of pretty good shape, that was not a fairly decent draw from J.R. Gross to, it is a little bit past the tee line. I'm not sure if that's really a concern. Looks like they're going to try to do a gentle hit and roll. All right, on sheet C, I'm going to try to count the number of rots that are in play. Okay, we are on Vice rots. The last of the Vice rots for Team Furon. The hit and roll attempt is going to roll the other direction. Yellow does have shot out of that. J.R. Gross is just simply going to try to draw around those guards if he can get this one or farther buried. So Team Furon is the one asking, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Team Furon down 3, really trying to score here with the hammer in the 6th end. In our feature game, J.R. Gross is going to get this one past the guard. If it curls a bit more, this could be a good shot. But again, I'm just not, I don't know what it is about J.R.'s shots where they just aren't curling very much. Does get shot out of it, and it is pretty well frozen. Of course, we've seen with Andy Dunham, if it's pretty well frozen, it's not frozen.
Yeah, we've seen him
Yeah.
acrobatically take one out. Okay, what is he calling here? Oh, they want to take out that appeal card. Okay.
They love peeling guards, don't they?
Mhm.
Whoa, never.
And we just heard never, because that is not going to make contact. Is that going to be another flash, or is that going to come and actually take out one of the reds in the back? It took out one of the reds in the back, but it did a better, it means that the red that is back there is now better buried. I don't know if it shot, though.
Yeah, at this angle, I'm not picking. It's pretty close between red and yellow.
Right. Okay, so we're to the last of the skip rots on sheet C. Greek Freak, Mike Parker lining things up now. And if he can get the one yellow out, just tap it a little bit, he will be line 5 with no yellow rods in the house.
Yeah, if you can get that out.
But that is not the shot he is trying, because he's coming around the other direction.
See if I can get it on screen. Okay, it's on the left of your screen, so I'm doing my best to. It's a little difficult to see at that angle.
I guess he was just guarding the draw path and didn't quite get there.
Okay, back to sheet B.
There's some fantastic shots being played out here today. I think Michael wanted that to be a draw and came up light.
Yeah. Oh, I heard a sorry.
Yeah. Well, it is curling. You hear sorry all the time. It's a very Canadian sport.
Oops.
All right, so Team Fearon. This actually looks like a draw for 2. I'm not quite sure why Greek Freak didn't try to come down the other path.
Not sure either.
Yeah. All right, on our feature game, Andy Dunham taking aim with his first. Has hammer. All right, we'll keep an eye on the hammer now for Team Fearon. Sweepers on it almost immediately. Have a fair amount of room to draw. It needs to get there. Needs to get into the 8.
Uh-oh.
I think it will.
I think, it's going to. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it did. I think that is 2 for Fearon. It's definitely 1. They're looking at the others.
That was a
Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more. That was not the hammer. There's one more for each side. So Greek Freak now going to target one of those that just went in. On our feature game, just a routine freeze to the back for Andy Dunham, they're just playing lights out here. We've seen some teams out here that throw the occasional spectacular shot. What we're seeing in this from Andy Dunham and Hip Hop Acropolis is just the occasional great shot and everything solid. They have hardly put a rock wrong today. Michael Dodds with his last shot is trying to probably draw in and freeze to the ones that are in the back.
Oh, come on. This thing did it again.
Team Greek Freak took out one of theirs. Michael with a pretty good shot here. Not bad. Now, if Andy Dunham can pick that out, he'll pick up 2 or 3. That's not going to be the easiest to pick out, but from what we've seen from Andy Dunham, that doesn't seem to matter. Actually, he's looking at slamming the guard through there and picking out the red one that way. At this point, I'm not sure I would bet against Andy Dunham on any shot.
The computer again anticipated changing ends
How does it do that?
based upon which cameras you're showing. It assumes,
Oh.
but luckily they're talking strategy. I had time to move
Yeah.
it back. We still see the same score on sheet D, 7-3.
Yeah, they are getting. Oh no, they're not quite that far along on that sheet. All right,
And
sheet C here.
7-4.
Sheet C. This must be the hammer.
Okay, and you're going to see it on the side of your screen, left side right now.
Fair amount of weight, maybe trying to nick off that red one and then stay in. That's not going to stay in.
It well.
No, it didn't flash.
Didn't.
Well, it just, that's going to be one yellow, I believe. We'll wait for confirmation on that. And in our feature game,
Peel a guard.
didn't want to peel a guard there.
Oh, well, it's the thing
Because that was the hammer. So maybe Andy Dunham's first miss of the game. I think he just was ramping up the degree of difficulty there just to make things interesting. And so that would be, I believe, a steal of one, wasn't it, for Michael Dumps?
To be truthful, was trying to concentrate on showing sheet C that we'll wait till they post it, I'm sorry to say.
Well, that's what they get for finishing both of their ends at pretty much exactly the same time. Sheet D, by the way. Oh.
Okay, now we're on. Now we're on N7.
Okay. Sheet D, incidentally, we are definitely to, well, I think we're definitely to skip routes. We must, no, we're on the last of the vice routes for yellow. And that was indeed a steal of one for red.
Fellowship of the Rink at 2. All right, here they come into view.
Okay. Going to try and take a peek at sheet D since they are finishing up their sixth end. Sheet C, in case we didn't get confirmation of that, was indeed one for yellow. Team Fearon, which we were pretty sure about to begin with. So that's 7-5.
Thank you.
Our closest game is on sheet A, where we've had just trades of giant scores. Not shaping up to be that way in here in the sixth end. All right. Alan McNeil's shaping up to take the first of his skip stones. He is lying one already. Bit of traffic out in front.
All right, we had a hogged stone here on sheet B.
For Fellowship of the Rink?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
we did.
All right. There is a yellow all the way at the back biting the 12. There's a red center guard in front of that. Alan McNeil did not look particularly happy with what he just threw. It does add, I believe, to the gaggle of guards out in front, guarding several different lines. I believe Greek Freak might be trying to come in and bump their yellow that's touching the 4 foot and bump the red shot stone out. If they could make a really good contact with it, they would be line 3, but that would be quite difficult given the guard out front. Christina Lessie now shooting for Fellowship of the Rink. Blue, she's trying to outcount the yellow that is already in there touching the forefoot. They're sweeping it a lot and now sweeping it less because they would like to see it curl a bit more. And now it's in front of the house. Okay.
Biting from this angle.
Yeah, but
But
she essentially threw a corner guard on the yellow, which is not what she wanted.
I don't think so.
No. All right, going to give a quick update on Sheet D. Greek Freak is making the shot that I was thinking they were going to try to do. And, yeah. Hey, that was a good shot for their line 2. Each team has 1 shot remaining in that end. On Sheet A, we're seeing the first of team assertions skip rots, trying to answer back after giving up 4 in the last end. This one, I don't think it's going to. It's going to leave Diana Black lying 1. Maybe even 2. I can't quite see from this angle, but probably 1. All right, Christina Lessie now taking aim kind of along the same line as her last one. There's a center guard that might come into play here, or is there? It's wherever Michael's standing. That's hogged. Their second hog of this end. I think that.
Ice conditions do change.
Yeah.
The pebble must be wearing down.
All right, on D, Alan McNeil now facing 2. This is his last shot at the end. Greek Freak has the hammer, trying to put up a couple. Allen is taking aim at these, needs to get past the guard and will not. That's going to leave Greek Freak a draw for 3. Yeah, that is the only shot they have is a draw for 3. Because there is a red one in the back, but their yellow's own rock is preventing any sort of play on that. So a draw to the 8-foot for 3 for Greek Freak, which would make that game significantly closer. Yes. Meanwhile on A, and sorry to be hopping around so much, but there are some really interesting games in progress. On Sheet A, it looks like Diana Black just threw up a guard. Again, she is sitting 1. Joe Assertion is just looking for a path through. There is an array of guards of different colors out front. Definitely not a promotion possibility because 4 of them are red. And red is not the color of Team Assertion in this game. Could try to draw from far out and come into, my goodness. Yeah, I think Diana Blatt's guard there just did enough to take away the counterclockwise draw path from.
Okay, they're on their 6th end. We're on our 7th. Sheet C is on their 7th. Okay, we do have an update on sheet.
Yeah, Sheet D is just posted. They made their draw for 3, so that is now 7-6. So we are in our 7th end in every game except A, where Joe Assertion is now going to try a very difficult draw against at least 1. On our feature sheet, they're just keeping things clean. right, Joe Assertion. His rock is finally on the way after a long discussion. You know, he could do an in-off if it curls a bit more. No, it's actually going to bump a red one in to where that is definitely 2 for red. That is a steal of 2. So that should make it 11-7, or 7-11 if you're looking at it that way. There is a 7-Eleven not too far from here. There's also a Wawa not too far from here, which
Ooh, much better.
much better. They're building a Wawa in my town, and I can't wait for that. And people who don't like chain stores and change are up in arms about it. But I'm right.
But it's just a Wawa.
It's a Wawa, exactly. So.
Okay, I gotta say, we have one in Dunkirk and one in Prince Frederick. So in Calvert County, there are at least 2, and I have to say, they are quite busy places.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, at one point in time, I think it was the busiest place for dinner. Because if you're running late from work, you just stop there, pick up a couple of hoagies, and you're set.
All right, so our 2 center games are now much farther along than the others. Michael is taking a good hard look now at options. There's 1 yellow in the house. I'm trying to listen a little bit to what Michael's saying.
Oh, okay. Sheet A has not posted that score, but we have. So when they do, we'll verify our. Oh, there they go. They heard us. Okay.
11-7 it is. I sometimes wonder if we're being piped into that.
I think, well,
Because
oh, wow.
FL laughing at something I said earlier. Sheet C, a guard barely across the hog line. That was the first of the skip stones. That was for Team Fearon.
And they were sweeping that furiously.
Yes, they were.
To get it over the hog line.
Team Fearon trailing 7-5. Yes.
Children of Dionysus, by the way, Dionysus was the Greek god of wine. The drinkable kind, not the.
You may have seen, may have heard Dionysus referenced several times in the movie The Doors because Robbie Krieger said Jim Morrison reminded him of Dionysus.
Oh.
Michael Dobbs bumps the yellow and gets shot out of it. And not bad. It's exposed, but there is a chance that if the takeout is too thin, that it would actually get the yellow out of there instead. So
that's true.
At least making Andy Dunham throw.
Think hard about it.
Yeah, at least think a bit.
But again, in curling, the discussions are out in the open. And no trash talking. If your opponent makes a great shot, tell them. Say, wow, that was great.
All right, sheet C, we're seeing Team Fearon targeting the 1 yellow that is in the forefoot. They have to get it past the guard, which they do. They have to make contact with the yellow.
Hold on, I'm holding.
Which they do. They have to send the yellow pretty far back, which they do. That's a nice shot. They are lying 2, possibly 3. In fact, from this angle, I'm going to say 3, which would make things very interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, back to our sheet.
And did I had my teams reversed, of course. That is actually Children of Dionysus, line 3. I should actually look at my spreadsheet and not just the screen. Meanwhile, on sheet B, news alert, Andy Dunham doesn't miss. Simply just nicks Michael Dobbs' shot out of there, just lying 2 with hammer, with the lead.
And what was the name of that Marvel superhero? Oh no, it was one of the bad guys called Bullseye.
Yeah. All right, Team Fearon now drawing for its life. Let's see where this goes. It is Where's the lag time in there? Is it not going to reach the house? It's not going to reach the house.
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness, does that mean we have a draw for 4 for Dionysus?
Or draw for 5.
Oh, is that a red in the back?
I think so. But I can't tell if it's out, would be outscoring that yellow that's
Yeah.
right by it.
All right. Mike, speaking of drawing for your life, here goes Michael Dobbs. I believe trying to draw and kind of do a sideways freeze to the yellow stone that is a 330.
Let's go overhead. It's gliding,
Okay, is it gonna
sliding in. Very
All right,
nice.
well, he got shot out of it.
Staying in the 4-foot.
Yep, so,
Very nicely done.
yeah. So if Andy Dunham misses, he will steal another one, but Andy Dunham doesn't miss.
Andy Dunham doesn't miss.
Right. Oh, and on C we have handshakes. Yeah, Dionysus just threw theirs partway down the ice.
Okay, what? Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can
That
call
looks like 3 or 4.
yeah,
red.
it's either 10-5 or yeah, let's call it 10-5.
Oh, okay. I was going to make it
So-
11-5, but okay.
Okay, you can make it 11 if that
Oh,
was a red one.
oh.
Actually, yeah, you can make it 11-5. Now that I see the overhead better, yeah, it's 11-5.
Okay. Good
Okay.
Lord, I typed in 11 and
Right.
I did
So
that.
11-5 and Children of Dionysus from Philadelphia, Butts County, Potomac, Michael Glessner, Kate Ramonde, Cody Johnson, and Monica Lynn. They are your B event champions. Both of them, they lost their first game to Team Taziki and came back and won 4 in a row. So good job for them. And on sheet B, Andy Dunham
What?
missed. They kicked away the stones before I had a chance to see where it went.
I think it may be Fellowship of the Rink 1. Remember Michael Dobbs?
Yeah. I'm holding my score thing up so that.
Oh, they did.
Oh, they did. They posted. Oh, so another 2 straight steals. So we will play the 8th and final end of our featured game with a. Michael Dodds can engineer a steal of 2. We will keep going. All right, let me see if I can tell you what's going on sheet D, our D event final, which is, in a sense, our 3rd place game. And
No.
we are.
Well, they're still in their 7th.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to see where they are in this.
Okay.
And so they are
And
on Vice Rocks. No, I think Red still. I think
It's
Sweeping
in.
Generalizations is about to throw the last of its 2nd rots. I don't think any of those rots are in the house. And as I lean over, I believe I'm right. All right, sheet B. Let's see how we're doing here. Heidi Gross is throwing up a guard that is just across the hog line. Just got there. You could tell JR was confident in it because he wasn't sweeping too furiously. So,
Well, I was holding my breath. I was like,
Right.
I don't know.
so
Right.
we're still in the 7th end on our outside sheets, where Bruce Black is throwing a considerable amount of weight on this shot. So they're still on their. Yeah, they're still on their 2nd.
All right, I'm going to keep the camera where it is so you can see a little bit of A. All right, there was a takeout there.
All right.
Back to B. All right, it's over the hog line.
Yeah, it's going to be in the house.
Yeah, it's just gently gliding in.
And
Ooh.
too far into the house?
I think it's going to hang on at the back.
Yeah, that'll hang, and that's not too bad. A lot of smiles on sheet B. This is a
Good,
yeah.
good friendly game.
All games are friendly in curling, but that one especially.
And the big goal is to have fun. All right. we
Okay,
have
on sheet D, our D event final, we're seeing a draw into the house by Sweeping Generalizations with the 1st of their Vice
I'm
Rots.
keeping the camera
Or the 2nd of their
so
Vice
we can see A. Ooh, that doesn't look good, does it? All right. Okay, that
No,
one
that's
just got
in
over.
yeah, sheet A, that makes it 2 yellow
Okay.
at the moment,
Trying to.
with Vice Rots to come.
Yeah, sorry about flipping the camera back and forth, but doing the best we can to give you as
Yeah.
much
So sheet A, 2
info.
well-guarded yellows in there, but a fair amount of the house still to work with.
Wait only. Or yes line, yes line, yes line.
We're not to skip rots yet. Bruce Black, I guess, is throwing Vice, throwing third rots for that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I think this picked on something.
Did it pick or is it intentionally
I
going?
don't
I
think
don't
that
think that
was
was intentional.
intentional.
No.
And it hogged as well.
It hogged. I think that that's probably one that was not going where they wanted, so they just decided not to sweep it anymore. Bruce Black throwing a fair amount of weight at this.
Okay.
Oh, I see the yellows are exposed.
All right.
And
We should be able to see this.
going to hit one and hit two. One of them goes.
Spread them out the back.
Yeah, one of them is hanging around for second shot, but red has first shot right there. They're just,
You were able to see that.
yeah, they're trying to avoid giving up a big end.
Okay, I think that was Michael Dobbs yelling.
There's a big yes.
Okay, it's over the hog. We're having trouble with that this end.
Oh no, it's
A little bit.
yeah, that's actually a
Ver-
2/3 if you do the number system that way.
Mhm.
Al McNeil throwing the first of his against probably 2, possibly 3.
All right, hold on. We're going to try to keep the camera here to see what happens on A.
Yeah, now at McNeil, that's one out there.
Okay, seeing A. Okay, they took out the red.
Yeah.
And ours took out a guard.
All right. Yeah, sheet B, another guard peel.
So now
go.
it looks like 1 yellow. Over on A.
On A, that's 2 yellow.
2.
Yep.
Okay. Well, and there's our house on B. We've got yellow biting on a back 12.
Greek Freak with its final stone of
The 8th end?
the 7th end.
Oh.
And they're simply going to take out the one out McNeil just threw. And I believe, okay, that one's going to hang around. I think yellow is 2. There's one yellow that is barely biting and one red that I think is slightly biting.
All
So,
right. Still have hammer on sheet D.
yep. Yeah, so this is actually
All
kind of a
right.
tricky shot for Allen. He, not the biggest lead.
All right, we're trying to keep the camera here so you can see the end of what's going on A.
On A,
that may be a flash. No, it's not.
No, that was the first of the skip rots for Diana Black, and
We
simple
have
task completed there. On sheet B, we have another guard peel.
Guard peel.
Congratulations.
Okay.
So we have on sheet B are 2 red guards and a yellow that way in the back that probably won't figure into too much because
All right, let me see if I can see anything over on D.
on D, Alan McNeil with the hammer now. Probably facing 2, wanting to get at least one of them out of there.
Okay.
Um,
Is that? No, that's.
he called the sweepers on fairly quickly and gets one yellow. The shooter is going to
Doggone,
roll
I
all the
just
way
can't.
out of there. I think that is going to be 1 yellow.
Trying
but
to
we
get
will
a
wait till
shot
they-
of D and couldn't do it.
All right. On sheet A, Joe Assertion, the first of his skip rots. He is facing 1. There's a red rot to the back of the 4-foot. Maybe he's trying to freeze to it. I think that it's going to drift a bit for that.
See what score they put up on D.
They've not yet posted the score. Oh, yes, they have. That was 1 yellow, as I
Oh,
thought.
Wow.
So we have a tie game going into the 8th. But Alan McNeil and Sweeping Generalization do maintain the hammer. On sheet B, you can probably guess what just happened. They peeled a guard.
Uh-huh. All right, Greek Freak got one, so now it's 7-all on sheet D.
Yep.
Over on A, we're still going back and forth.
Yeah. A, we have um, the last rock for Diana Black. She's still at the other end of the ice looking at her options. She has shot right now to the back of there, but there's still a chance that she could give up a big end if she's not careful here. All right, now Michael Dobbs, or specifically J.R. Gross, is trying to get it into the house. This one is going to go through.
Yeah.
And Michael Dobbs shrugs. Not much else he can do. He just has 2 rots left. They both have to go into the house and stay.
All right, so over on A, Mamma Mia, which is Diana Black's team, is up 11-7, and they're sitting 1. And if you make a mistake, you could give away a lot of points. Would you want to purposely flash this stone?
No, I would want to guard along the right draw path so that you're not giving up the takeout at the back. Meanwhile, on sheet B, they peeled a guard.
Again. And both the shooter and the guard went out of play.
I thought, as you try to do with a guard.
Yeah, I apologize. I thought that Diana Black had the hammer. She does not. All right, we're staying put. On your left-hand side is sheet A, and you can hear Mr. Bruce Black giving instructions to the sweepers. Oh, it's not coming into frame yet.
I'm going to tell you flat out, I don't like that call.
What did they do? Was it hogged?
No, they're guarding over to the left to guard. I would love to know why that shot was thrown.
I couldn't tell you.
Unless it went much farther to the left than they anticipated. Because now there is a hit for 3 for yellow that would make it 11-10. My goodness.
If Joe Assertion can make.
Yeah, so big shot here for Joe Assertion because the red is shot right, so he needs to get that out of there, or that should be the ball game. Speaking of should be the ball game, Michael Dobbs is drawing here past the 1 guard that he has left, which is on the corner, and this looks to be very good.
Going into the house.
Yeah.
12-8.
It's a very, very good. It's over-buried, which means that it would be very difficult for Andy Dunham to get around the other direction now just because it's so far to the side. Lots of sweeping on sheet A. Joe Assertion's shot for 3 is coming down.
Okay.
Everyone is sweeping.
Everyone is sweeping. Look over on your left.
Everyone's sweeping. No, it bonks off of. It just nicks off of one of his own. That's going to leave 1 red. They're shaking hands. Your C event champions are Mamma Mia. Here we go again. That is 1 more. So they will end up with 12, a big 12 in that high-scoring game over there. Nearly 11-10 after that shot. Your final instead is 12-7.
All right, and oh my goodness.
And on our feature sheet, we're seeing, can you guess?
Hey, they're peeling a guard.
Another guard peel. How many guards are you going to peel? So the only thing now is for Michael Dobbs basically to just split the house, and then Andy Dunham gets his pick of which red rock to take out. Or peel, you might
peel,
say.
Yes.
So.
All right, and we're keeping an eye over on D because they are tied at 7, and that red rock just flashes right through.
So
we know that was not the plan. Well,
although it actually doesn't really hurt very much because they have shot. Okay, speaking of which, Michael Dobbs, of course, needs to put this into the paint.
Preferably, good Lord, on the other side to split the house.
It is going to go to the other side, and Christine just cleaning. Just
making sure there's nothing.
Oh, it's got to stop. Oh, it's got to stop. It will. It's going to stop. Yeah, Andy Dunham's not even going to sweep it. He gives it a perfunctory little sweep. It hangs around. Okay, so Andy, which rock do you want to peel? Andy Dunham with a peel for the win.
Either that or just a straight draw to the button. What do you think?
Oh, no, he's going to hit.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
You don't mess around with your draw weight on the last shot on this shot.
Really?
No.
Okay. The only thing is if you completely miss, then you've got a tie game.
If you miss your draw, you got a tie game.
Yeah.
So now, granted, he could try a draw with backing. Applause now for the
Teams coming off the ice.
teams coming off the ice for the C event. We will pop over and let you know what's going on sheet D in just a minute, but we need to see here the final shot unless he misses. But Andy Dunham has not missed very much in this game.
Oh, dang it.
And bonk. Goodbye. And he scores he gives up a steal of 1 to win 5-4. So Michael Dobbs actually stole the last 3 ends.
4?
Yeah. No, the last 3 because he scored 1 with hammer in the first
Ah.
and then stole the next 3. So 5-4, it ends up a close decision.
Switching to D as quickly as possible.
That's right. And we have
You need to hit D near.
D near. Okay.
Thank you.
That is
Hold
D
on.
near. Yeah.
The cameras will reset. Hold on.
Okay.
Give it a moment. Yeah, D is a bit of an angle. It's hard to see, but.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll add that to what I can see from this angle, which is a fair amount of it. We are on
Oops.
Vice Rocks. This should be this is
Dan
the first of
Kennedy?
the Vice Rocks. And applause now for our runners-up, Fellowship of the Rink. I guess the winners got duty to sweep the hack, which seems only fair.
And
So, all right, our shot now is a
hold on.
takeout on sheet D, and it is gone.
Successful. Is the shooter staying in?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes, it is
That
biting.
is biting, and that actually could come into play if everything else is
Absolutely.
cleared. It
Absolutely.
certainly is a possibility.
Okay, back
right.
to the hack. This is, I
So-
believe, Andrea Dubin.
Yep. Our last end of the Embassy Row Bonspiel, barring a unusual sequence of events. And very quick games in this session. It is only 2:01 compared to where we were last night.
Oh my gosh.
So, all right, Greek Freak coming around their own guard, trying to hit the red and get it to go. This looks like a very good shot.
Ooh, but is it going to make it all the way out of the
Not all the way
house?
out. They get shot, but they do not get it all the way out.
That could help or hurt them. We'll have to wait
So-
and see.
Alan McNeil is giving the universal sign for please remove this rock. And applause now for our winners who have just walked in from the ice shed.
Right, and here we go from Dan Kennedy.
And Kennedy giving a nice little shove at the end, which as a stick curler is kind of what you do. And it gets around the guard. Is it going to make contact with the yellow? No.
No.
That is a flash.
Mm.
Okay, so Al McNeil will have a little bit of pressure on his last 2 shots.
Okay, here we go. This would be their skip,
Their skip is Mike
Mike
Parker.
Parker.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you can see. Well, he has the blue and white checkerboard pattern. Goes nicely with
The
great
green.
flag colors.
Oh,
Although
right.
I'm told that was not originally why they were purchased. They match the colors of Yale, where he went to college and
Ah.
curled.
So the Yale Bulldogs, from which the Georgia Bulldogs name was taken.
Oops. Or two people had the same idea.
Oh no, it was taken from Yale.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right, let's look at the house, the overhead. It is slowly, oh my gosh,
Oh, okay.
slow. Okay.
All right, so guarding that yellow.
They've got first and third shot. And yeah, sweeping generalization has second and fourth.
All right. So that is actually a pretty effective guard that Mike Parker just threw.
Now let me pull you at a different farther out view. I know it's a horrible angle, but it looks as if the one in the front 12 is guarding the one further in. Okay, I think Alan and Dan have decided on a strategy. All right, and while he's walking back, we want to again thank you for tuning in.
All 30 of you right now.
Yes,
That's,
thank you.
that is,
Thank you here at the Potomac Curling Club.
Just a stone's throw from the Capitol Beltway.
Yes, at the National Capital Curling Center in Laurel, Maryland.
Next to the
garden,
to the Garden's Ice House, where there's a lot of hockey going on right now.
A garden ice house where they have 3 or possibly 4 rinks, hockey rinks that is, and they do have their own Zambonis.
I believe it is 2 Olympic, or 2 NHL size, 1 Olympic size, and 1 small one.
Yes.
So,
and
Alan's shot.
Here we go.
He's trying to curl this into the forefoot on the other side, away from all those yellows.
I do have the scoreboard out of the way on purpose. Oh,
This is very light.
It's light.
Yeah, I don't think that is what he intended. Perhaps he was thinking of.
No, he's got the hand on hip, so.
Yeah, no, I was going to say because he doesn't need a guard because his last shot is the last shot of this game.
So maybe he's just trying to make it a little more difficult for the other team. Bring up a guard.
Just only made it more difficult for himself. Because Greek Freak will happily leave that guard there. In fact, they might add another guard to it.
Okay.
Actually, if you're Greek Freak, this is a pretty nice looking house. I'm not sure you want to do too much to mess with it.
Yeah, I'm going to put the scoreboard up real quick so that y'all can see it.
Greek Freak already stolen the last end. Oh, we've lost 3 viewers. It's such a close game. We lost 3 viewers.
Wow.
Okay, so Greek Freak going for we'll call this a drawed or a shot or a gaw. A guard / draw.
Right, here we go.
It's going to be a guard. It is a guard. It is going to make that draw path even more difficult for Alan McNeil.
Okay, and here's
Boy, I do not see a shot.
Well,
if you
they
look
are
at where
certainly
the
going to try. I wouldn't give up at this point.
No, you got to try something.
And since we're at such an angle, it's really hard to see.
It looks like he might be taking a look at trying to promote the red. I don't know if he has, he's pointing at it. I don't know that he would have an angle to do that. I mean, yeah, he would have to come in.
But hit it just so.
Just so, and he would need to
get it on the forefoot.
And he would need to throw it with considerable weight because the 2 yellow diagonal rods are essentially acting as a port.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. Or what do you think? Perhaps coming in from the right and taking out the innermost yellow? No?
No way you can do that with enough weight to.
And you know what? It is pretty close to the one in the front 12 that there wouldn't be room for it to go past and then take a left turn unless it's a pick.
Yeah. I think he might just have to draw all the way around boy, I don't know if he get enough curl on this ice to do that, to try to get around that guard. He just needs to, if he touches the forefoot, it doesn't matter where he touches it. He can touch it at the very back.
True. They win.
Yeah, he can go beyond the tee line as long as he touches red.
Let's give you an overhead view of the house.
Because I don't see much from, as we're looking at it, I don't see much. The right-hand side draw I don't think is there because of where that yellow rock in the 8-foot
Yeah,
is
those two.
right. I know there's no way you can get through there. You can't see from the overhead, but there are guards that blocking anything in the center. There you go. And that picture, just from the angle you're looking at, it really might not show how difficult that draw along the wall really would be. But
Yeah.
again, he can do. To my mind, that's the easier of the shots because the other one is promote the red, that is the guard that is closest to the house, and bump that one in. But it's difficult to make contact with that because of where the yellow guards are.
Yeah, but Alan's very good at what he does, so
Mm-hmm.
he may be able to get through that diagonal port and promote.
Yeah.
Or, as you said, go around the left side and curl in to touch 4 foot.
All right. What would you do, Michael?
What would Michael do?
What would Michael do? You can either promote the.
What did he
Oh
say?
wow, we've got it on our all our overhead cams now. Oh no, that's the. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, that's the right shot. It's just backwards at us. Okay.
Okay,
So
there.
there's a red one you can try to promote, or you can try to draw all the way along the wall and get the back of the 4 foot. I think so too.
All right,
And
Michael said. Dobbs said draw on the wall side.
and I think given by where Dan Kennedy is holding the broom, I believe that is the call.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Because yeah, that promotion, it's just from where the guards are. I don't know how you throw it with the weight to get if one of those yellow rots wasn't there, that's what you would try.
Perhaps that last guard that was just put up there.
Yeah, that last guard was
All right,
is
here we
very
go.
well placed. Maybe
Here we go.
calls the sweepers on it right away. This is going to be so tricky because it's almost like he's going to want that rock to hit the brakes. It needs to get past the guard.
And I'm going to
Which
switch to the house.
it whips off that guard, and there it
Oh.
goes. That's
Okay.
that had potential if it had just gotten past that guard. So, all right, very good game, and that is all of our games.
All right.
We're
and
done.
We're done. Yay. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. It's been a lot of fun bringing this to you, as always.
And as always, and again, please visit the website curldc.org. That's CURLDC.org. And we thank you for watching with us. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a good week.
All right. Bye bye.